Hi everyone, Masudi here.
Hi guys, this is Dimo from Mass OD.
So last session we were refactoring the server part of the application. So we decided to have some kind of request and response classes, and the server will be responsible for wrapping the incoming request, the data within the incoming request inside a request, and then also the server is responsible for serializing the information inside the received response and send it to the other side. So because connections in the applications, in these kind of applications are, for example, something like one peer connects to the other and gives the whole request at once, and then waits for the whole response, and it doesn't, the client doesn't continue sending other requests on the same connection. This is not the way how things are done in programming, in all the applications that you have, for example, Instagram or other applications that, for example, when you are connecting somewhere and downloading some file, that there is a server, the socket server on the other side. You are connecting, you are giving the whole request at once. You are introducing yourself and, for example, saying what file are you interested in and other things at once. And then you receive the whole response at once. But if you want to download a second file, you cannot use the same connection. You cannot use the same connection to say, okay, now that you gave me the response of the previous file, please, for example, give me the other file on the same connection. You cannot do that. It's not like calling, someone on the phone, because on the phone you, for example, introduce yourself, then get the response, then again you tell your order, you get the response. But in application, you have to split it into multiple connections. With each connection, you can send the whole request and get the whole response. So the server has to wrap the incoming request into this request object. Then we have this request. So the request has body, command, and parameters. Yes. So we can decide on the parameter. We don't need this thread actually. We'll delete this. We can say when. We've been introduced to when before. It's the equivalent of the switch case. We can say when request dot command is, for example, get product list. We want to do these. We want to fetch and send. Let's cut these and bring it here. Okay, when the command of the request is get product list, we want to fetch all the products and prepare a response and then pass it to the server. But passing to the server, we don't want to be, get involved in how server is sending the data or putting delimiters at the end to actually specify where is the end of the message. We don't want to get involved on those. We are calling the server, and we are actually make the server responsible for passing a ready to use request, and we want to return back a response, and then the server is responsible for serializing that. So we want to return, let's say return a response. So the response needs a command, the status, the parameters, and the body. So the command is actually, I'm telling that this is the response to the command that you gave, for example. The status is, for example, we can agree on some statuses that means, for example, success, other statuses that, for example, mean as failure. I'm going to use for example, let's say one status code means success. So the client, if sees the one, will take it as success. The
Map.
parameters we don't want to send, I send an empty map, I create an empty map. For the body, I want to send the response here, the string response that we have appended all the products. So response, and I get rid of all these. So you can see that when the command is get product list, I'm doing my stuff and I'm returning this response object to the server. And I don't want to worry, be worried about how the server will be able to parse this response and send it on the output stream of the connection. I don't want to be involved in that. That's not my responsibility here. My responsibility here is just to use the server mechanism, So the second request was place order. Yes. So the second one is when it is place order, we can cut and paste these lines. We just simply, I remember we were just printing the order. The message here is request dot body. So the body of the request is all the information inside the incoming request's input stream. And then we have to return a response every time. So again, let me copy and paste here and change it. Order was placed. So I'm going to return this. Order was placed, for example. I'm going to return a message inside the body of the response. And else is we were writing invalid request. So let me get rid of this thread here. Else, or the default, what is wrong here? Oh, we have to. Else, if it is not get product list, if it is not place order, I'm going to return a response. And inside that response, which is the request dot command and status, I'm going to give -1 status. And I'm going to, for example, agree with the client, with the customer, that whenever the status is -1, it means that something went wrong on the server side. So again, empty map, yes, empty map. I'm creating an empty map. And as body, let's say unknown command. And as you can see, there is no, I'm not worried about the \n or the characters that I'm using here, nothing. And I'm not involved with those. I'm just saying, server, please notify me when new connection comes and call me through this function and pass me this request. I will return you a response. So now let's get to the server part. Most of the things that is being done here. When we accept, we have the input stream, we have the output stream. First, we have to create a request and pass it to this function. For creating a request, we will need the command, the parameters, and the body. So we don't yet have the parameters, and maybe we should have added later, but let's put it as is and leave it as is. So let's say that when someone is going to connect, we'll send the command at the first line, and then the client, the customer, has to put a \n. This is the protocol that we are, basing. Then the client has to, for example, send a \n. After \n, we as server, we will know that, okay, and now we've given the command part, the rest will be the body. So here we will say while, again, true, input in string dot read, we read one byte, val byte, And then we say if byte equals was char, yes, the 2 char equals \n, it means that this is the end of so maybe I should write it here. Let's say let's go to Google Docs or something like that, docs.google.com. I just want to show you, or let's open a notepad here. So the request will be something like this. For example, get product list, and then an enter, a \n is an enter. Then, for example, will be the response and until the end. For example, let's say not until the end. The delimiter of the end of the request will be, for example, 2 consecutive \n, because this is the how the HTTP connection, also HTTP server, is working. So if we see 2 consecutive \n's, it means the end of the request. So first, let's say we have var here, message so far, for example, is an empty string. If it is not a \n, we just concat message so far with the byte to char. But if it is \n, so also we have to empty the message so far. If it is \n, it is either the end of the, it is either the first time that we are seeing the \n, which means the end of the command name, or it is either, for example, we can see other \n's. We are allowed to see other \n. But when we see 2 consecutive \n's, it means the end of the body, end of the message. So we have a \n here. Let's say, so for example, we have also var and command, which is an empty string at the moment. Here we can say else if command is empty, is blank. So when the command is blank, nope. Let's say we have a boolean here, var command is seen, it's false. So if command is not seen, we will actually append no matter what. But here, when we see a \n, if command is not seen, sorry. So it means that the message so far is the command name, and we save it, message so far. But else, if the command is seen, then we have to recognize, actually, if this is the second consecutive, \n as an indication of the end of the message. So for that, we can say, we can have a boolean or something like that. Else if var \n has seen, or end of line or new line, because it's a new line character, has seen, false. So else if new line has seen, so this is the second time, so the message so far will be the body of the request. So we need to have another one, body. So as you can see, we are moving all the heavy part of serializing the request and response to the server, to just one single place. And The rest of the application will be actually unaware of what is happening behind the scenes. And body is empty at the start, but if new line has been seen, then it means that body equals the message so far, and we have to break here. Actually, this is the breakpoint from the while true. But else, if the new line hasn't been seen, then we can say new line has, let me get rid of this request, actually it's making problems. New line has seen equals true. If it is not a \n, then also here means new line has seen false. So we have the body, we have the command. Now we can create the request. Let's create the request. Creating request is simple. Request equals request with the command that we just extracted, deserialized. We don't need the parameters yet, and the body is the body, and we are going to pass the request to the callback, because now the callback is just asking for a request, and then we will receive a response here. We will receive a response. So this response has to, we have to pass it, deserialize it and send it back to the caller, to the client. So we say output stream dot write, and let's, for example, create a multi-line string, or multi-line string response. The response dot. First we send the command again, or let's say send the status, not the command. Let's send the status at the first line, actually to indicate what was the status of the request. Let's first send the status, then a \n. After a \n, we send the body, response dot body, and we make it to byte array, and we send it as byte array, and then we disconnect, because it was client socket. Is client socket dot close or disconnect, because now the purpose of this socket is done here. Each connection will be only used for single request and single response. So when the connection is made, the server will first listen to all the information, all the request data in the request, and after that it will respond based on that, and then it will close the connection. So let's get rid of these, and let's see what will happen. We've not written the customer side yet, but let's see. Let's run it actually. We have a request here. Let's print something here. Actually, when the request comes, print ln request dot command, and also print ln request dot body. Let's see if the request actually is received in this side correctly and parsed correctly. The customer here in this side has to, because this is a protocol, and the customer also has to follow the protocol. So for sending the request here, the customer has to first send the we are appending with @, the order with @, and let's see, ask for product list, get product list @. Now this shouldn't be an @. This time this should be a \n. And then we don't have a body, so we should have another \n. So two \n's, yes. This is the protocol now. So because we can send body here, but we don't want to send, let's send body, for example. get me all the products, please. This is the command \n, then the body, then 2 consecutive \n's. Let's run.
From there, you should change to.
Where?
In the previous class here is.
In the server?
Both of them you write one.
No. We have 2 here with this
No,
new line.
You gave that response class. You gave status map.
Let me see. You mean here?
Here. One.
This one?
Here and here. One of them shouldn't be 2.
No, this is the just the status code. We are not actually doing with this
Nothing
right now.
Okay.
Nothing. We will actually use them. No, we will use them later. We will decide whether the command was successful or not. Let's say we send 1, place order. On this side, we are receiving nothing. And that is because we have a bug here. So we accept the port is, let's see, the port is 1234. In the server, we have accept, and we have a while true. We say if byte equals to \n, else message so far. Message so far. We are emptying the message so far. Actually, it's wrong here. Here we should. So when we see the message so far here, we have to empty the message so far here. And so let's see what happens. Actually, let's debug it in the admin side. Customer, the customer is receiving all this. So let's go to the admin, run it as debug. And also run the customer. Okay, we ran the admin as debug, and let's run the customer side.
Unfortunately, customer.
Nope.
We
send 1, and in this side, we are actually expecting to come to this line, but it's not coming. Why? Let's see. It's because maybe it's because of the port. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. The ports are the same. Yes. Port. Yes, they are the same. We accept. We get the input and output stream. Let's. Let me run them again. The admin as debug and the customer. So when we say the customer asks for product list, it is actually writing get product list to the other side, and it is listening for the response. So let's run the customer. Oh, it is coming here because the connection has been made. We continue. We are now here, and it will be stuck there, waiting for the customer to send something. And when we say 1, we send, it comes here, and the first one is GET because it's get. And let's see, we should enter here and enter here as well. Get customer. Okay, now we are here. We have the get product list, and we put it into the command, and then we get out and we get the rest. And this time We are getting the rest of the, this is the body
Mm-hmm.
that we gave.
Get me all product.
Yes. Okay, now we are again inside. Oh, it's get me all the products, please. You can see, but we shouldn't have come to this part. The next time we should actually say command is seen, because we don't want to enter this part the next time. We want to enter this and break.
Okay.
So let me run both of them again. The admin, run it again, and then the customer. I run them again. One. Okay, just forget about that. You can see we have get product list and get me all the products. These are the lines we have written here. We are printing the command and body. So the command and the body of the request has been, sent here as a request object. We are not involved with input stream and output stream here, with a simple request. So we will continue from here next session. We may have, for example, I don't know, maybe 1, 2, 3 sessions to refactor all these. And after that, we will start actually heavily using this server mechanism for other requests and giving a response. And we will write, and this time, some GUI, graphical user interfaces. Okay.
That was okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you and bye.
Goodbye.